Welcome to Subramani. Some of the best times that I've had have been in Himachal Pradesh and northern part of Uttarakhand. And in many of these places, you go without your phone. Largely, you go without your phone simply because phones won't work there, right? There's no connectivity at all. So you don't want to carry. You want to carry the minimum possible weight on your body, and these days phones are heavy, right? So you don't want to carry the phone, so you leave the phone behind. So sometimes for a day or 2 or 3 days you have no connection with the world, with the internet. You don't know what's happening, right? You actually are in trouble, because even if some death were to happen in the family, you would not know. I mean, they would take a lot of trouble to send somebody to pick you up and tell you what has happened, but normally that kind of thing doesn't happen. Some may have a satellite phone, somebody may not have anything. So that's how it is. And you have panic attacks saying, oh my god, I'm going on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I make sure that I don't travel during the weekend to these places, because weekends every place in India is crowded. It doesn't matter, even Himalayas will be crowded during the weekend. So I go during a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kind of a thing. And I used to have panic attacks saying, oh my god, what will happen to the world? And then I realized that after on the Monday morning at 9 o'clock you're having some panic attacks. Oh my god, the market is opened, I don't know what happened to SGX and things like that. And then you realize after some time, after 4 days, you come back, you connect to the internet, and you say the world, oh well, the world went on very well without me knowing what was happening. So and then there is this fear that, oh, you have to be connected, you have to know what is happening in the world. I realize that it doesn't really matter. You even talk to fund managers and all these so-called experts, their guessing is as good or as bad as your guessing, right? They're very well educated, so they know when they're getting it right, when they're getting it wrong, they know when it is luck. But the answers that you get are not something like, oh my god, I couldn't have thought of about this. So then you realize that, okay, and we all know that nobody knows how the interest rates is going to move, right now the consensus is, if there is a Fed meeting or if there's an RBI meeting, it is because they want to raise interest rates. But have we reached the end? Will we see a cut in the interest rates? I have no clue. And I get amused, because I do think that these meetings are more media event than investor event. So it's like, I would love to make a video saying what do I think the RBI is going to do after the Fed hike of 750 basis points, right? Something like that, right? So, well, will RBI increase interest rates? I have no clue. Will RBI hold interest rates common? Will they hold it steady? I have no clue. Is inflation impacting the country? Yes, it is impacting the country. Is it impacting me? The answer is no. My earning is way above my expenses, so it's not impacting me. But I look at the prices and say, oh my god, I didn't know that spinach could cost 50 bucks and methi could cost 50 bucks. But those are the prices. So can I afford to eat it? Doesn't matter, because I bought it at 30 bucks maybe 4 months ago, and I say, wow, 30 has become 50, and I pay out 50 and I buy it. So it does not really impact me, but I know what's happening. So right, so some of these things, some of these things impact you, but you realize that not being connected to the internet, not knowing which actress is doing which movie, or which movies are being called by boycott Bollywood gang or whatever, or the Karan Johar gang versus the boycott Bollywood, doesn't really matter. But when I get up in the morning, I just go and I see Twitter, and I see what's happening, and I realize that blue tick is going to cost $8. That's good. So some of those things but it's not necessary that you should know everything that is happening. You don't have to worry that paper companies are doing well and steel companies are not doing well, or sugar companies are not doing well because of sugar, but they're doing well because of ethanol. That's all fine. That's knowledge. You don't need to be connected to the internet. You generally know. That's good enough. So I realize one thing: to be a good investor, it's very important that you cut out the noise. And noise means go and sit in one place and meditate, and try to remember the headlines for the last 4 days, not 4 weeks, 4 days. Write down, saying today is Friday, so I will write out the headlines which I saw on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you will not be able to do it. So you realize that a lot of time which you should have productively used for doing something, or maybe exercise, maybe walk, maybe anything like that. Instead you were sitting on social media and wasting your time. I've also caught myself doing that, and I realized that apart from the time that is lost, you also come to some wrong conclusions. You come to the conclusion that, oh my god, now this industry is finished, or this company is finished, or this politician is not saying something sensible. It does not help at all. So keeping the noise out is one very, very important thing to do, and that is one thing which will really help your portfolio. Apart from the fact that it will calm your mind, I'm not even talking about that, but the impact on your portfolio will be you will start thinking independently, right? So it is necessary to have off time when you say, okay, evening 4 to 6 I will not touch my phone. Nothing really great is going to happen. So 4 to 6 my phone will be off, or my phone will be far away from me. It need not be off, right? Let it be far away. If somebody were to ring you, you could go and pick it up. You are sitting in the front room and thinking and writing or reading, and keep the phone in the bedroom. So when it rings, at that time you can go and attend to it, right? So when you go for a walk, when you go to the temple, when you go to the gym, when you go to any place where you're going away for an hour, it's a great time to be leaving your phone behind, knowing that you're going to come back in an hour. You're going for a walk at 5 a.m. in the morning, at 5 a.m. so you're back at 6, so it's fine. 5 to 6 you don't touch the phone, it's fine. Even if you go from 6 to 8, it's okay, it doesn't really matter. Or you carry the phone saying, okay, there is a risk that if something were to happen to me, I need to somebody needs to reach me, so they have to keep the phone so that they can call up my wife and say, oh, there is a body found here, or the guy is lying here. So yes, maybe I need the phone at that time, but use it just as a phone. Don't go to Twitter, don't look at your WhatsApp. Don't do anything of that sort, unless it's a wife telling you go and get tomatoes or bread, and while coming back from your walk and you don't see that WhatsApp, then you're in trouble. But largely keeping yourself away from the internet doesn't really matter. Another amusing thing about the media is people who didn't know what was going to happen are the same people who are now telling you how to come out of it, right? Nobody expected the 2007-8, if you go back, and the recession. Nobody expected at least in Indian conditions, nobody told me sorry, that the market will go from 3,000 in 2002 to 21,000 in 2007. Nobody told me. Everybody said it is the market boom. Then when I sat and saw, I realized it was more an infrastructure boom, where a lot of companies which were in pharma and FMCG etc. did not participate, and your infrastructure companies like say BHEL, Tata Power, Larsen and Toubro, and a lot of finance companies, Kotak and all, had really gone through the roof. They'd gone to such high levels, and I was very lucky that I read one book and I sold them in 2007. That was luck, that was not skill, right? So I realized that I've got far more gyan from the books than from being on the net. Having said that, I must thank Google and being able to access the big thinkers, whether it's a Buffett or a Charlie Munger or anything. But I'm also hassled that we have only America-based literature and not literature based from failed companies abroad, in the sense that we know something about the failed companies in India, but companies which have failed abroad, you get very little data about that. So right, so it doesn't really help. It helps to have connectivity, but it also helps to be disconnected for an hour or two every day. Whether you're on a walk with friends, or you're walking alone, or you're in the gym or anything, go without your phone. It doesn't really matter. In those 1 hour, 2 hours, if you don't get phone calls, if you don't see what's happening on Twitter or on Facebook or on YouTube, it won't really matter. I mean, I think it's a great challenge for younger kids today who are studying, who are in school, college, doing CA, doing MBBS, or even for young kids who are writing code, and it's so difficult to keep yourself away from social media. So just pick up 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours every day when you will be off, and it will calm your mind, and I can 100% ensure you it will do a world of good to your portfolio. Thank you.